Hey guys, JH, welcome to Practice Tee. Okay, what we want to do today is talk about uphill and downhill lies with channel lock, and a few people have asked, and some of my general students have asked. Just hang on a sec. Yeah, my general students have asked, you know, with channel lock, guys, do we do anything different? And people tend to think that you do something different with channel lock. Well, guys, I can tell you that you don't. You don't do anything different. When I say you don't do anything different, you don't do anything different in terms of how you approach the golf shot. Now, as you can see here, guys, we've got a fairly significant uphill lie here. So as with, if we were going to play a conventional shot here, uphill, what we do is we always get our shoulders to the same angle as the lie. Now with uphill, we just make sure that the weight is up the hill. It's up the hill. I personally have always played the ball a little bit further back. I just like to do that. Some people play it further up and then they go up the hill when they hit it. Now with channel lock, because we've got the ball back here off the back foot, the shoulder angularity is exactly the same. We align the shoulders to the slope of the lie, or to the slope, or to the angle of the slope lie, and we just get the weight up the hill, guys. Clearly, okay, the weight is still into the way I get the weight up the hill for me is I push the weight uphill off my right foot. I don't just load it into the lead side, because that's going to take me forward too much. It'll take me too far away from the ball with my lead shoulder. So what I do is I drive the weight up the hill with my trail foot here. I still play it back there, maybe marginally a little bit forward, but not much, because I still want to be able to hit exactly the same shot. Now this is uphill and sloping that way, so it's a really tough lie. I mean, it's a double whammy. It's going that way and it's going that way. So all I would do here, guys, is I would get up the slope, still have the back cock on the shoulders, and just as pure as the driven snow. It's no different. I find it easier to hit an uphill lie from a back ball position, because the club's getting on the ball earlier. It's here, there. When it's up front here, you're sort of trying to chase the club up the hill, and I don't want to do that. So guys, there's not really any difference. Now conversely, if I'm going to play, and I'll have to turn around to do this, but if I'm going to play a downhill lie, and this is profoundly downhill here, and it was profoundly uphill, what I'm going to do is, again, the real advantage is having that ball off that back foot for the downhill lie. Now we get our shoulders on the same angle as the lie, which means that the lead shoulder is invariably lower, so that we can basically hit down the slope. You may feel that with the ball back that you want to have your trail shoulder down and your lead shoulder up. Now that's all right. Now that may compensate a little bit by having the ball back in the stance, but I'm just going to get like this. I've got it down there a little bit. Now clearly with a downhill shot, you don't want to keep all your weight. You want to keep your weight stable, but you basically, when you hit it, you want to take the weight down the hill. You don't want to keep the weight up the hill, because when you hit it, if the weight is up the hill, guys, if it's up the hill and you're hitting it, the weight will go this way and the club will come up and you'll scull the ball. So essentially you want the weight going down the hill, like that. The head is back, the shoulder is still closed, but the weight is going down the hill. Now this is a really profound downhill lie. Now that's a perfect golf shot. Now there's no, I just think that there's no difference in the way that you approach uphill or downhill lies or side hill lies, which, as I said, a couple of my posts on my channel, I find it actually easier to play uphill and downhill lies because the ball is back. The club is getting the ball easy. And it's always easier to get that weight into that trail leg. Even if we're going uphill, guys, and the ball, we want to hit up the hill, I'm pushing my weight uphill off that trail leg. I'm actually pushing it up the hill. I'm not sort of leaning it over here and trying to get up the hill. I've got it back here and I'm pushing it up the hill here. There. Now you can have a bit of tilt. You can have a bit of trail shoulder tilt down if you want to. And as I said before, the back ball position will compensate a little bit for not having, see, uphill lie is okay to have the trail shoulder down. Downhill lie, you wouldn't want that. You'd want that. So you could hit down the hill. But you could still have it back if you wanted to. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. I find it, for me, it's more natural to have the weight of that trail shoulder pushing down on that downhill lie, because it's what I do in the general golf swing. But guys, I found absolutely no trouble at all in hitting uphill or downhill lies. As a matter of fact, I think it's easier. I think it's 50% easier because the ball is back to start with and you're collecting the golf ball earlier. It's that simple. Okay, uphill lie, and this is quite a significant uphill lie. Have it back here, shoulders are closed. The trail foot is pushing the weight up. I've got weight on the inside of my trail foot and I'm pushing it up the hill like that. I'm staying back here. Now guys, with any shot like this, there's always a propensity to fall backwards. So you have to make sure that you push yourself up the hill. You've got to do that. You do that with any uphill lie. You push yourself up the hill. So here we are. Here I like to get my trail shoulder back, and we're just gonna push it up the hill. And it's perfectly straight golf shot, and perfect contact. Okay, with a shot like this, you're not trying to hit a 170-yard 7-iron or whatever. You're wanting to get the ball back into a good position of play. Okay, if you want to hit a career shot, then you've got to hit a career shot. What could I hit off here? If I needed to hit a 160-yard shot to the green, I'd probably take plenty of club. I might take a 5-iron instead of a 6-iron or something like that, or even a hard 7-iron. Just take a 5-iron, just hang on to it, and just really stay stable and fire it up the hill. But guys, you basically you just find it easier to get on the ball with the back ball position. Now, if a ball is down here, if the ball is sloping away from this, you wouldn't get this very often in a game of golf. But if the ball is really down there like that, here, and you want to hit it this way. Now, it's exactly the same. I just get on my heels, guys. You get on your heels because you don't want to fall down the hill. You've got all this mass hanging out in space, so you get your weight back, you get it into your rump. That's just elementary stuff for any downhill lie away from you. That's just elementary. You would do that in any golf shot. Now, the only thing here that changes is that the ball is back. Now, you always want to sit down on a shot like this, here. And bear in mind that from this type of lie, guys, a game which is elementary ball flight and reaction of a downhill lie, is that the ball will always go to the right. Because invariably when you come in, you'll try and balance back up the hill and you'll open the blade. So what you have to do with a lie like that is shut the face down. Shut the face down so it's going to compensate for the face coming open and you coming back a little bit and just shoving it. So you just shut the face down a little bit. You get back on your, the camera's there, it's a little bit daunting hitting back towards the camera, but I'm back on my heels here. I've got plenty of length of club. And you stay into your knees, guys, whenever you hit these shots. Always stay into the knees. the worst thing you can do with a shot like this is to jump up to look for your balance. So create your balance when you're over the golf ball. When you're over the golf ball here, get that balance factor where you really feel you couldn't be pushed over. And if you have to conjure up that type of balance, that means that you're going to be going back into that hill there to have your balance to stop you being pushed over. So just think about that. Just think, I want to get myself in a position where I couldn't be pushed over. Where do I have to displace my weight to do that? So it's just elementary stuff, guys. I mean, it really is elementary stuff. Just checking audio. I had a horrible feeling then that I didn't turn on because I heard something with the camera then. Yeah, so what else can I tell you guys? But it's no different. And I think it was George that was concerned about it. And he said, I think he made the comment, I think this golf swing is only designed for level lies. Well, I think I said in my post reply to you, George, you could play this off the side of Mount Everest. Doesn't make any difference because there's no difference in what you do with the shot to a conventional shot. The only difference is the ball is back, which makes it easier. So yeah, there's no problems. I mean, if you're experiencing problems hitting off uphill and downhill lies, then you must have experienced problems hitting off up and downhill lies with your conventional golf swing, because this is just elementary application of what you do with body placement, mass and distribution of balance in normal uphill and downhill lies. I mean, there's no difference, guys, absolutely zero difference. As a matter of fact, I think it's easier. It just makes it way easier. Well, I don't know what else I can tell you. For me, it's just like falling off a log or falling down a hill. It's just easy, guys. And I think it's much easier when you have the ball back. It just makes this shot easier. Now, if I was playing uphill lie here and I had the ball there, I would normally play it back a little bit. But I mean, that means I've got to get in here and then I've got to chase that club to it. But if it's here, the club is already to it. I don't have to do any chasing. It's already there. So I don't have to do anything with my body. The weight's already there and I just fire the club into the ball. I don't have to chase it anywhere. So guys, that's it. It's just elementary application of whatever you've done traditionally. That's what you should continue to do with channel lock. There's no smoke and mirrors with this. And if you do go for a trek to the Himalayas and go to K2 or Everest, take your golf clubs, guys, because you won't have any trouble playing side hills lies there, even at 29,000 feet. As a matter of fact, the ball will go a long way at 29,000 feet because the air's so thin. And you get plenty of foot traction with those crampons, guys. Might be a bit hard to swing with the oxygen mask, but I know you guys can adapt. All right, there's nothing else I can tell you. It's elementary, elementary, elementary. Easy, easy, easier with the back ball position. But remember, guys, just normal uphill shot. Normal uphill shot. We've got to have the weight up the hill. Got to have the shoulders parallel to the slope. It's easy with channel lock because the trail shoulder's lower. But with channel lock, that trail foot, I push the weight up the hill rather than just load it on that lead foot. I push it up the hill with that right leg and I try and stay. Even that allows me to stay back with channel lock and still have the weight going that way. If I lean forward here, I'm a bit too far forward. I don't want to do that. I want to have my weight up the hill, but I want to push it up the hill by the pushing of this trail leg underneath the trail shoulder. Okay, guys, some guys want to hit to the green here. We're right beside the practice green. So I'll call it quits on that, but guys, don't worry about it. It's easy stuff. No difficulty at all in hitting those shots.